Hi, welcome back to Oakleaf Cakes. I'm Krystle, and today we're going to do some Easter cupcakes. So the first cupcake we're going to do is a little like a robin's nest with some green coconut shavings. And then we're going to do some little fondant pals. We're going to do a little duck and a bunny. And then we're going to do a hatched chick and a little sheep pal. So it'll be really fun to do at home, and can't wait to begin. So the first one we will do is the little chocolate nest. So I have a chocolate cupcake. I have a piping bag with a rosette tip in it, and I'll give you a brief overview of how to fill a piping bag. We do have a video just on how to fill a piping bag. There is a specific way to do it. So we'll do that. And then we have a little bowl of green coconut. So it's just coconut shavings and some green food coloring. In our Easter cake video, we show you how to actually dye the coconuts. Really straightforward. And then we have quite a few chocolate eggs for the egg portion. So what I'll do first is fill a piping bag. I'm just gonna flip this inside out. This is just a disposable piping bag, so you can see what I'm doing. And then I have some chocolate Italian meringue buttercream. We just add some melted semi-sweet chocolate into it to get a nice chocolatey flavor. So I'm using the bag or my fingers as a ledge to scrape in buttercream to fill up the bag. And I'll put that aside. So now we have our cupcake and our bag of buttercream. So you just want to cinch the bag and give it a couple of twists so it's nice and shut. All the buttercream's going to come out your tip and not the end of the bag and make a giant mess. So I'm essentially going to do a rosette. So I'm going to have my hand straight up and down, and I'm going to start in the middle of the cupcake and make a nice swirl. And then I'm just going to go on top of that swirl and make it almost like a double-decker. And then, super straightforward, I'm going to select 3 eggs. We'll get 1 of each color, put them right in the middle so you don't even see the center of the little rosette anymore. So we have that, and then very easy, you just get some green coconut. Doesn't have to be green, you can just use plain coconut too. Doesn't need to be the Easter grass. And just kind of sprinkle it on top. And, whoop, some will fall off, but that's okay. And there you have a nest. So super straightforward, really fun. And then you get some extra chocolate with every bite that you take. So excellent. So the next one I'll do is just a basic swirl with a star tip. I already have it preloaded of just vanilla buttercream. And then we can put either a bunny or a, it's either a chick or a duck, doesn't really matter, on top. So again, straight up and down and squeeze to make a nice solid poof like that. I'll set that aside, put the cupcake aside. And so the first one we'll do is a bunny. We got these lovely little bunny and duck / chick cutters. And then we have some edible food coloring markers. And we have yellow fondant for chick color. And then we have white. And a rolling pin and some cornstarch, so that way when you roll out your fondant, it doesn't stick to the table. So I'm gonna put a little bit down, break off a little piece of white. I'm gonna cut out the bunny first, knead it, and roll this out pretty flat. All right, so now with my little bunny head cutter, I'm gonna cut that out. And I'm gonna put him off to the side. Not done with him yet though. I'm just gonna put the white off to the side. We'll need it later. And now for some yellow. It's not really a bright yellow, it's more of a golden yellow, so it looks a little bit more natural. Just gonna roll this out as well. Oop, keeps on sticking to my rolling pin, so I'm gonna put a little bit more on here. All right, and now I'm gonna cut out our little pal, stick him off to the side. Perfect. So with the bunny, I'm gonna get my pink marker and then I'm gonna draw just a teeny tiny inverted triangle for his nose. And then I'm gonna put like 2 pink lines that connect for the inside of the ear. Like so, and then I'm gonna get this skinny brown marker. I thought the brown was gonna be cuter than the black, it wouldn't be so stark. And then I do 3 whiskers off to the side. And a little mouth. Oh, right, and then for our chick pal, we're gonna get orange this time. I just color in his feet solid, just so. And then just a little triangle for his beak. You can go back in with your cutter too. And just like you're holding it like you're cutting it out, but a little off to the side. You can make an indent for the wing, just to give it a little bit more texture. And then one little eye. There. So we can put him right on top. And then if you had another cupcake, you can also put the bunnies on top. I just thought the chick would look cute for this, just because of this contrast. The bunny would look good maybe on some yellow buttercream or pink buttercream. So the next one we'll do is the chick hatching from the egg. So I have our cupcake here and some yellow Italian meringue buttercream. It's just our vanilla Italian meringue buttercream with a little bit of yellow food dye in it. And so what I want to do is squeeze a lot out and go fairly fast, so I get a smooth blob essentially. So I'm going to start, it was a little bit leaking out of the bottom, but I'm going to start here at the bottom. So when you're squeezing the bag, you just want to squeeze a lot out and then don't pull up too tall. So you just have a nice dollop of buttercream. It does have a little point, but I am gonna go back on top and just give him a little second like hat of buttercream. Now I'm gonna put him off to the side. So we need that second part on top, so when we make our little eggshell, it rounds it out. So it's not flat on top. So for the eggshell, we're gonna take a little piece of clean craft foam and our white fondant again. And then we're gonna get a round cookie cutter, one that's about the same size as the cupcake. And then we just got like a diamond cookie cutter, but you can get a triangle, anything with like a nice angle to it, so we can make the parts that look like it was hatched, I guess. So, put the white off to the side. I'm gonna get my cornstarch again. And I'm gonna get more coconut out of the way. Roll this out nice and flat. All right. Now I'm gonna cut out our circle. Put the extras with the white. So what I want to do is kind of go with some of the angles of this cookie cutter and remove some of the excess. We want to make it look pretty random, so it looks like a believable cracked eggshell. So I'm kind of use it on all different sides and take these bits and put it back with our white fondant. The next thing you want to do is take your piece, and you can take the butt end of your rolling pin and just rub your piece. That way it forms like a cup, and it will go over your the top of your chick's head. And then put it right on top so you can see what's happening now. The next thing we'll do is make the beak. So we have some orange fondant, and just pinch a little bit off. And then just squish it in right in the front. Very cute. And then we take 2 chocolate chips and stick them in. Ooh. It's a very careful procedure. And make some eyes. What you can do too is have a little bag of white buttercream with a small tip, a small circular tip, and you can just give him little eye whites so he looks a little bit more alive. It's optional, but it does add a little bit more personality. And you have your little hatched chick. I think this one is one of my favorites. All right, so for our last pal that we'll make is a little lamb. So I have a cupcake here. It's very similar to how we did our chick pal. So I have a bag of white buttercream and just a nice big round tip. And I'm gonna start straight up and down and do a nice tall poof. So this is your starting blob. We're gonna put the face on first so you know where to put his little lamb fluff. So we'll use the chocolate chips again. Just 2 little chocolate chips with a little point inward. And then we'll get some pink fondant. Just a teeny bit. And make a little nose. Similar to how you made the beak, you just make a little triangle shape. Put that right in there. So we have the face. And then we have a bag of buttercream. And we have a smaller star tip attached. And what we're gonna do first is little swirls around his face. We're calling it the Santa beard. So we're just gonna do little swirls. Around his face. You can do a few that are just poofs as well. And then going on top of his head, you can do one more in the middle, like so. And then the back, you can just do a mix of swirls and poofs so he looks really fluffy. And you get all of that initial buttercream covered. He looks like a weird Santa right now. So the next part we want to do are the ears. So again, our white fondant. Just pinch off a little bit. So we're going to make two little teardrop shapes. So we're going to start with a ball about the size of a big pea. And then you're just going to roll one side down so it makes a teardrop shape, like so. And then you're going to stick it right next to his face. That's one ear. And then with the same size ball, I'm going to roll down the other one and make sure they're about the same size. All right. And we got our little lamb friend. And the last thing you can do, again, like the chick, you can give him little eye whites just to perk him up a little bit. Just like a little poof of white on the chocolate chips. So I hope you learned some fun tips and tricks to do for your next Easter gathering at home. Really fun ideas for you to share with your family and friends. So just don't forget to click like and subscribe to our channel. See you next time.